Hello, and welcome back to the Everyday English Podcast. This is the place where we help you navigate real life in English. We do not just teach you lists of vocabulary words. We teach you how to handle difficult situations, how to understand native speakers, and how to feel confident when you speak. I am Sarah, and I am here with my co-host Mark.
Hello, everyone. I am Mark, and I am very excited for today's episode. Today, we are going to talk about a situation that makes many people nervous. It makes me nervous sometimes too. We are going back to the supermarket, but we are not shopping. We are not buying anything.
That is right. In our last episode, we talked about how to pay for your groceries. But today, we are talking about what happens when there is a problem. Imagine you bought a carton of milk and you get home and you realize it smells bad. It is sour. Or maybe you bought a toaster and when you plug it in, it does not work. What do you do?
In your home country, you might know exactly what to say. You go back to the store, you explain the problem, and you get your money back. But in English, this can be scary. You have to go to the customer service desk. You have to speak to a stranger. You have to explain a problem. And you have to understand store policy.
Exactly. It is a high-pressure situation. If you do not understand what the clerk says, you might lose money. You might get stuck with a broken toaster. So today, we are going to break down this conversation step by step. We will teach you the specific vocabulary for broken and bad items. We will teach you the grammar of polite complaints. And we will help you understand the questions the clerk will ask you.
By the end of this episode, you will be able to walk up to that customer service counter, smile, and get your refund without any stress. Before we start, if you are new here, make sure you click that subscribe button. Our goal is to give you long, clear listening practice every single day. If you want to improve your listening and your speaking, joining our community is the best way to do it.
Let us begin with the most important distinction. When you walk up to the desk, you have two main options. You usually want to do one of two things. You want to return the item, or you want to exchange the item. Mark, can you explain the difference?
Of course. To return something means you give the product back to the store and they give you your money back. You do not want the product anymore. You want the cash. So you would say, I would like to return this.
And on the other hand, to exchange something means you want to swap it. You give the bad product back and you take a new good one. Maybe you bought a shirt, but it is too small. You do not want your money back. You want the same shirt in a larger size. In that case, you would say, I would like to exchange this. That is a very important difference. If you use the wrong word, the clerk might start the wrong process on their computer. So let's practice those two phrases. Listen to Sarah and then repeat after her. I would like to return this. I would like to return this. Great. Now let's try the other one. I would like to exchange this. I would like to exchange this. Notice that Sarah is using the phrase I would like. She is not saying I want to return this. I want is grammatically correct, but it can sound a little bit rude or demanding to a store employee. I would like is much softer and more polite. It is the standard way to start a request in English. That is a great point, Mark. Politeness goes a long way in customer service. Now, once you tell them you want to return the item, the clerk will almost always ask the same question. They will ask, what is wrong with it? Or, is there anything wrong with it? This is the part where many students freeze. You need to explain the defect. A defect is a problem or a fault with the product. We have very specific adjectives for different types of problems. You can't just say, it is bad. That is too simple. We need to be specific. Let's look at food first. If you are returning food, there are three common problems. The first one is expired. Mark, what does expired mean? Expired means the date on the package has passed. You know, on a carton of milk or a package of meat, there is a date stamped on it. It might say best by or use by. If today is after that date, the food is expired. It is old. You should not eat it. So if you bought yogurt yesterday and you look at the date and see it was from last month, you can take it back. You would say, I bought this yesterday, but I realized it is expired. The second food word is moldy. This is a gross one. Mold is that green or white fuzzy fungus that grows on old food. If you buy bread or strawberries and you see green spots on them, that is mold. You would say, these strawberries are moldy. And the third common food word is spoiled or off. We use this a lot for milk or meat. If you open the milk and it smells sour, it is spoiled. You can also say, the milk has gone bad. That is a very natural phrasal verb. It has gone bad.
Okay, so that covers food. But what about non-food items? What about electronics or clothes? The most useful word here is defective. Defective comes from the word defect. It means it was made incorrectly. It does not work the way it should.
For example, if you buy headphones and only one side has sound, they are defective. If you buy a toy and it does not turn on, it is defective. You can simply say, I would like to return this, it is defective.
Another specific word is chipped or cracked. We use this for hard things like plates, glasses, or mirrors. A crack is a thin line where the glass is broken. A chip is when a small piece has broken off the edge. If you buy a set of dinner plates and one of them has a small piece missing from the rim, you would say, this plate is chipped.
And finally, for clothes, the problem is usually the fit. Maybe it is the wrong size, or maybe it does not fit you well. You can say, it doesn't fit, or it is too small, or it is too big. But Mark, what if there is nothing wrong with the item? What if I just decided I don't want it anymore?
That happens all the time. Maybe you bought a coffee maker and then you went home and decided you need to save money, or you realized you already have one. In English, we have a perfect phrase for this. We say, I changed my mind.
That is such a useful phrase. I changed my mind. It means you made a decision, but now you have made a different decision. Most large supermarkets in the US and the UK will let you return an item just because you changed your mind, as long as you have not opened it.
So you walk up to the desk, you say, I would like to return this. The clerk asks, what is wrong with it? You say, nothing, I just changed my mind. Simple.
Now that we have the vocabulary for the problems, let's talk about the items you need to bring with you. You cannot just walk in with a loose item. The clerk is going to ask you for proof of purchase. The most important noun here is the receipt.
The receipt is that long piece of paper they give you when you pay. Listen to the pronunciation of that word, receipt. The letter P is silent. It is not receipt. It is receipt.
The clerk will almost certainly ask, do you have your receipt? If you do not have the receipt, returning things becomes much harder. Sometimes they will not let you return it at all, so always keep your receipt for expensive items.
Another thing they might ask for is the original packaging. This means the box or the wrapper the item came in. If you bought a blender, took it out of the box, threw the box in the trash, and then tried to return the blender, the store might say no. They need the box to sell it again.
So the questions you will hear are, do you have the receipt? And is it in the original packaging? You want to be able to say yes to both of these.
Now we need to talk about money. This is the part that confuses people the most. There are two ways the store can give you your money back. The first one is a refund to your card or cash. This is the best outcome. It means the money goes back into your bank account, or they put cash in your hand.
But sometimes, if you do not have a receipt, or if you are returning something after the time limit, they might only offer you store credit. Mark, can you explain what store credit is?
Store credit is money that you can only spend at that specific store. They do not give you cash. Instead, they might give you a gift card with the money on it, or they might print a voucher. You can use that money to buy groceries next week, but you cannot take that money to a different store.
This is important because sometimes the clerk will ask, is store credit okay? If you want real money, you have to say, no, I would prefer a refund to my card. If you say yes, you are stuck with the gift card. Let's review that because it is a negotiation. If they say, I can only offer you store credit, you might have to accept it. But if they ask, would you like it back on your card or store credit? Always choose the card. We have covered a lot of vocabulary. We have return, exchange, expired, moldy, defective, chipped, receipt, and store credit. Now I think it is time to put this all together into a real conversation.
Yes, let's do a role play. In this situation, I have bought a package of chicken breasts. I bought them yesterday, but when I opened the fridge today, I saw they are gray and smell bad. I am taking them back to the customer service desk.
I will play the store clerk. We will do this conversation 2 times. The first time, we will speak very slowly so you can hear every word. Listen for the phrases we practiced. Are you ready, Mark?
I am ready.
Hi there. How can I help you today?
Hi, I would like to return this chicken. I bought it yesterday, but I think it has gone bad.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that. Do you have your receipt with you?
Yes, I do. Here it is.
Thank you. Let me check the date. Yeah, that does not smell right. Would you like a refund, or would you like to exchange it for a fresh pack?
I would prefer a refund, please. I already bought dinner somewhere else.
No problem. Go ahead and insert your card. The money should be back in your account in 3 to 5 business days.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Okay, that was the slow version. Did you catch everything? Let's look at a few small details in that conversation.
First, Mark used the phrase, "it has gone bad." Remember, that means the food is spoiled. It is not safe to eat. This is the most natural way to talk about spoiled meat or dairy.
Then Sarah apologized. She said, "I am sorry to hear that. This is standard customer service script." She is not personally sorry, but she is being polite on behalf of the store.
Then I asked, would you like a refund or to exchange it? This is a very common choice. If you still want chicken for dinner, you could say, I'll exchange it. You would run to the meat aisle, grab a fresh pack, and just swap them. But Mark chose the refund.
And finally, Sarah said, "Insert your card." When you get a refund to a credit card or debit card, you usually have to put the card into the machine again, just like when you are paying, but this time the machine is adding money to your account, not taking it away.
Now, let's try a harder scenario. This time, Mark is returning an electronic item, a coffee maker, and there is a problem. He lost the receipt. This is a more difficult conversation because he has to negotiate.
Listen closely to how we solve the problem of the missing receipt. We will do this one at a slightly more natural speed, but still clear.
Hi, what can I do for you?
Hi, I'd like to return this coffee maker. It's defective. It doesn't heat up the water.
Okay, do you have the receipt?
Unfortunately, I don't. I think I threw it away by accident, but I bought it here last week.
Without the receipt, I can't give you a full refund to your card. I can look up the transaction if you used a credit card.
Yes, I used my Visa card. Can you look it up?
Let me try. Okay, insert your card so the system can find it. Yes, I found it. Since we found the transaction, I can refund it to the card. If we hadn't found it, I could only give you store credit.
Oh, that's a relief. Thank you.
Okay, that was a little more complex. Did you hear the phrase, look up the transaction?
Look up is a phrasal verb that means to search for information in a system or a book. The clerk offered to search the computer history to find proof that I bought the item. This is a great tip for real life. If you lose your receipt, ask them, "Can you look it up with my card?" Many modern stores can do this.
And notice that I warned him. I said, if we hadn't found it, I could only give you store credit. This is a very common policy. If you have no proof you bought the item, the store will not give you cash. They will give you a gift card because they want to make sure the money stays in the store.
So we have covered the vocabulary, the grammar, and the listening. Now I want to talk about the attitude, the feeling of the conversation.
Yes, many learners feel like they are doing something wrong when they return an item. They feel guilty. They feel like they are causing trouble.
Please do not feel that way. In English-speaking cultures, especially in North America and the UK, returning items is a normal part of business. It is expected. The clerk does not care. They are not angry with you. You do not need to be overly apologetic.
You do not need to say, I am so sorry, please forgive me, can I please return this? No, be confident, stand tall, smile, say hi, I would like to return this, it didn't work out. That is it. It is a business transaction, not a personal favor.
Confidence comes from preparation. If you know the words defective and receipt and refund, you will feel professional.
Before we finish, I want to give you a small challenge. We call this kitchen homework. I want you to go into your kitchen or your living room right now. Find one item that you rarely use. Maybe it is a blender you never touch. Maybe it is a shirt you never wear.
Pick it up, look at it, and imagine you are back at the store. I want you to say out loud, speak the words with your mouth, why you are returning it. Invent a reason.
You can say, I want to return this blender because it is defective. Or, I want to return this shirt because it is the wrong size. Or even, I want to return this vase because I changed my mind.
Practice saying it 3 times. Get your mouth used to the shape of the words. The more you practice in private, the easier it will be in public.
And remember, listening is the key to speaking. If you enjoyed this episode, you should listen to it again tomorrow. Repetition helps your brain store the vocabulary in your long-term memory.
If you found this helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel. We are building a huge library of these real-life conversations. We want to cover every situation you might face, from the doctor's office to the bank to the mechanic. If you subscribe, You won't miss the next one.
And if you have a specific situation that makes you nervous, maybe getting a haircut or ordering at a restaurant, leave us a comment below. We read every comment, and we might make an episode just for you.
Thank you so much for listening. Remember, English is a tool for your life. Don't be afraid to use it, even when things go wrong at the store. You have the skills now.
Until next time, keep listening, keep practicing, and keep living your life in English. Bye for now.
Goodbye, everyone.